know that the oldest written references to cannabis date back to 2727 before Christ? Well, in this year, the Chinese Emperor Sheng Nun discovered this substance and used it medicinally. The sativa cannabis is a plant that can reach about 6 meters in height in the most favorable conditions. It is a dioic vegetable which has a male and female plants that grow separately from each other. It is important to talk about these topics with people who are starting to consume this type of drug. Usually, people do not even know what they're consuming, and it's really important. It's really important to know what you're putting inside your body and what effects does this create. I'm going to do a brief explanation about what cannabis is and how it is consumed, and then I'm going to talk about the effects that these drugs makes you feel. Well, the sativa cannabis, as I previously stated, is a natural plant. In humid environments, it secretes a large amount of resin, which makes it sticky to the touch. So it is said that it can be a defense mechanism against environmental humidity. The sex of the plant is differentiated by the examination of the flower. The masculine ones can be appreciated with the naked eye, and they are grouped in clusters. And the feminine ones are almost invisible, and they are grouped in spirals. The hemp seed fruit has a globular shape about 5 millimeters in diameter, which is used to feed birds and extract oil. This plant has around 60 components. Among them is THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, which is the best known component and with the highest psych activity. Most of these components are found in the flowers of the female plant. The leaves and stem have less amount of these components. Clandestine cultivation has developed hitherto unknown varieties, genetically called non-seeded, which means that they have not seeds. These varieties have a much higher percentage of cannabinoids than those grown traditionally or widely. Other parts of this plant contains in greater or smaller proportions THC. This amount depends on multiple factors, especially the way of harvesting and cultivation. Marijuana cigarettes consumed in the 70s contained between 5 to 30 milligrams of THC approximately. Currently, due to the variety of the plant and the way of cultivation, it can reach up to 150 milligrams or double if we talk about the resin, which means between 5 to 10 times more psychoactive content for each marijuana cigarette. Depending on the part consumed and the way it is processed, we can classify cannabis derivatives into three groups, which are first, marijuana, second, hash, and the third one is hashish oil, which is the most powerful one. The marijuana is prepared with dried leaves and flowers, which contains between 6 and 14% THC. Currently, can sometimes even exceed this percentage. The hash is prepared with resin secreted by the cannabis plant or by boiling this plant. The tonalities that it presents can vary depending on the origin of the plant. Dark green shooting to brown in Morocco, black of Lebanon and Middle East, and black as pitch in Nepal. It contains between 15 and 30 THC, depending on the variety. The hashish oil, which is the one that gets you higher the fastest, is prepared by distilling the plant in organic solvents. Depending on the techniques and the equipment used in this distillation, it can reach until 65% THC content, which is actually really high. There are also several ways of consuming cannabis: the smoked or inhaled, and the oral or ingested. The usual form of cannabis used is smoked, mixed with tobacco, hash, or only marijuana, in the form of a cigarette called joint or firecracker. Another form of consumption is with pipes called hookah. The fruit of these pipes is a container where liquid is placed in order to humidify the smoke so that it doesn't damage the throat. It is also, this apparatus is also called bongs. For the ingested, the resin is introduced into the food making cakes, sweet, brownies, etc. Sometimes the leaves and stems are used for the preparation of products intended for food consumption, like tortillas, bread, and others. The effects usually start after about 10 minutes when the root is smoked and about 20 to 60 minutes after ingestion. The duration of the effects of this substance is longer and less intense when ingested than when smoked because the rate of absorption of the respiratory system is faster than the digestive system. The exact amount absorbed by the pulmonary root depends on numerous factors, amongst which I highlight the speed with which it is smoked, the depth and volume of the inhalation, and the time that the person retains expiration after inhaling. The effect can be divided into two types of effects: the psychic, which is how it affects your brain and the thoughts, and the physical, which explains the changes in your body. The, the psychic effects are a lot: euphoric action with tendency to easy laughter, alteration of the sense of time or the sequence of events, may appear depersonalization, flight of ideas, and alterations of memory. It can also increase the perception of colors and sounds. At higher doses, there can appear panic or panic attacks, hallucinations, and psychosis of paranoid or schizophrenic type. To this euphoric phase, usually another depressive happens after increased sleep. The physical effects are dry cough, tachycardia, conjunctival irritation, and a slight increase in blood pressure. If the dose is high, the opposite effect may occur. Dry mouth, eye pressure, disorientation, and inability to concentrate may also appear. Due to smoke consumption, there is an increase in volume and heart rate, which may present an added risk to people suffering from cardiovascular diseases. If the consumption is oral, intoxication can occur due to the mixing with other food products or the amount of substance used. It is important to know what we are consuming, but the effects these substances can bring to us are, and what best what the best way to consume it is. Thanks you everybody.